Hola! Welcome to the Good News Roundup. We have 5 good news stories to cheer up your day. Millions of Filipino children have returned to school after the world's longest pandemic-related school closure. The US NBA's league Civic Act, a French government initiative to swap cars for bikes, a team of folk collectors are fighting drought by collecting the tiny droplets suspended in the clouds and using them to plant trees. And a new women's library in Kabul, Afghanistan, combating social exclusion. Not many children get too excited about returning to school after a break. But millions of Filipino children and teenagers are delighted about it. They've finally reached the end of the world's longest pandemic-related school closure. It had been 2 whole years since COVID-19 pushed education online in the Philippines, posing a real challenge for children with limited access to computers and the internet.
Kanina po, sobrang saya ko na nakita ko po yung mga estudyante, lalo na po yung nakita ko yung mga saya sa mga mukha nila. Siyempre po, ito na po yung pagkakataon namin na maibigay yung best namin as a teachers at matutukan sila kasi alam naman po namin kung gaano kahirap yung pinagdaanan namin nung panahon ng pandemya.
The kids are also very happy to see their friends again.
Gusto ko pong face-to-face kasi po sarap ka-banding mga classmate, tsaka si teacher po nakikita ko na.
Here you can actually enjoy learning and actually meet the persons you see in Zoom classes. And when you're learning online, it doesn't feel like fun.
Here at Good News, we like citizens that push for progress and use their voices to promote change. And the NBA, America's National Basketball Association, is using theirs. Its members have decided to stay off the basketball court on the occasion of the country's midterm election day. The move is unusual for the league, slap bang in the peak season, but they hope it will encourage fans to vote on election day. Elite sports have been, for decades, a tool for the brave ones to defend human rights and stand up for political and cultural values.
I genuinely believe that the NBA, they can use their resources, and this is new, to invest in social justice campaigns in their communities.
People can relate to the players in basketball. You can see them, you can feel them. That's a significantly important aspect of why basketball becomes much more at the forefront of societal change.
In the last few years, the NBA and its players have been involved in various voting is important initiatives and spoken out about the need for civic engagement several times. Many players, including basketball star LeBron James, have been involved in voter registration campaigns and other Get Out the Votes initiatives. Some teams have even turned their arenas into registration or voting centers. The home of the Tour de France has always been enthusiastic about bikes. A few years ago, the government promised to bring more and better cycle lanes, financial incentives for bicycle commuters, and implement measures against bike theft. They kept their word, but it was the 6-week transport strike in 2019 that drove many French people to finally get on their bikes. Little by little, French cyclists have reclaimed the streets of the country. In Paris, bikes sometimes even outnumber cars, and the government has now come up with a new, fresh incentive. Under a new scheme, citizens can now exchange their vehicles for up to 4,000 euros in credit for an electric bike. The subsidy is not only aimed at reducing pollution, but it also pushes Frenchies to be more active. Life under the Taliban has not been easy for women and girls in Afghanistan. Over the last year, they've seen their basic human rights taken away, and there are few safe places where they can learn, study, and meet new people. But a new library in Kabul aims to change all that. The library has more than 1,000 books, mostly donated by teachers and authors to the Crystal Bayat Foundation, an Afghan women's rights organization that helped establish the library. It's located in a shopping mall with several women's stores. In it, Afghan women can access titles including novels and picture books, as well as non-fiction books on topics such as politics, economics, and science. It's been a long, hot summer. Temperatures have shot through the roof, and wildfires have blazed like never before, destroying huge areas of woodland. Drastic action is needed to reforest the land, which might otherwise become a desert. Thankfully, scientists in the Canary Islands and Portugal have come up with a unique way to harness moisture in the air and feed it into the land by capturing fog. The European Union-funded team Life Nieblas is working with an innovative mesh that collects tiny droplets of water from the air.
La ventaja de que se puede colocar en cualquier lugar del mundo donde este tipo de niebla ocurra. Se pueden regar varias hectáreas de terreno con unos pocos captadores.
Carabasa's team aims to restore 35 hectares of forest and aquifers on Gran Canaria and then replicate the system in Portugal and the rest of the Mediterranean basin.
Y el esfuerzo que se está intentando hacer es recuperar toda esa zona en un bosque que además de ser termófilo, también tiene la capacidad de recoger agua, o sea, la evolución del propio bosque actúa como captaniebla. Esto en un futuro, en un bosque desarrollado, podría incluso prevenir incendios, porque son bosques muy húmedos y retrasan el avance de las llamas, ¿no?
If you enjoyed this Good News Roundup and want to hear more, let us know in the comments and share our stories with your friends. And remember, it can be hard to find among the headlines, but some news can be good news.